Hi everyone, it's Sintang Mayumi. For today's video, I will be using this stamp set from the Sassy Club called Sassylorian. So I love this stamp set, it's so cute. And I love the baby Yoda in the pod. So I have my 140-pound Strathmore watercolor paper. The stamp set has this 3 Mandalorian helmet stamp, so I'm going to use that to make my background. So I'm just going to stamp this all over the background, and I'm using Versafine Onyx black ink. I'm going to stamp these images all the way on the bottom of the panel and next to each other, and this will be my background. I will also emboss this with clear embossing powder after the stamping is done. And then I will melt the powder with my heat tool. I'm going to add some colors on the background, but I want the colors to be subtle. I use withered wood, tattered rose, and broken china distress oxide inks. So I have my clear blocks here, and then I'm just smooshing the ink pad on the clear block to get the ink. And then I will add a little bit of water and apply it on the panel using my paintbrush. So I'm going to do this until I'm satisfied with the colors on the panel. I thought the background needed more colors, so I added more of the oxide inks on my clear blocks, and I'm just picking up the colors with my paintbrush and adding a little bit of water. And after the background is done, I'm going to dry this panel with my heat tool. I pull up my Misti here to do more stamping, and I'm going to stamp the Mandalorian or Sassylorian image on 90-pound Strathmore watercolor paper. I'm using 90-pound watercolor paper because I'm going to fussy cut the image, and 90-pound watercolor paper is more thinner than 140-pound watercolor paper, so it's easier for me to fussy cut the image. I did emboss this image with clear embossing powder and melt the powder with my heat tool. And now we are coloring this Sassylorian using my Zig Queen Color Real Brush markers. I also stamp and emboss Baby Yoda in the pod, and I will also color it with my Zig markers. So I will let you watch the coloring part, and I will be back when it's done. I use my craft knife and detailed scissor to fussy cut the colored images. I will also color the white edges of the images with Memento black marker to look seamless. For the sentiment, I'm going to color these watercolor scraps that I have on my desk with transparent brown oxide and just add the colors on the paper, and then I will dry this one with my heat tool. I'm going to use one of the sentiment from the stamp set that says "This is the way," and I'm going to stamp it with Versafine Onyx black ink and cut the sentiment with my Fiskars trimmer. I will also run my Memento black marker on the sides white edges of the sentiment. I will cut down the panel a little bit so my card has border. I'm also cutting my vellum smaller than the panel, and I will use that and add in the middle of the panel so it will mute a little bit of the background and my Sassylorian will pop more. Let's go ahead and adhere our panel on our A2 size side folding card base, and I'm using strong double-sided tape, and I will add a little bit of liquid glue on the back of the panel to make sure it will adhere well. My card base is 110-pound Coordinations craft cardstock from Joann's. I got this craft cardstock on clearance, and these ones are really good for card bases because they are heavyweight. So I always look for clearance 110-pound cardstock when I go to Joann's or Michael's. I'm going to pop up my Sassylorian on the vellum with foam tape and did the same thing with my sentiment. I added mini glue dots on the corners of the vellum to make sure my vellum is flat on the card. This vellum that I'm using is heavyweight, and sometimes the sides will curl up, so I always make sure it doesn't do that. I also added glossy accents on the back of the Sassylorian image, and that way it will adhere well and the glue will hide on the back of the image. For the inside of the card, I'm going to stamp happy birthday in the middle of the inside of the card, and I'm using the stamp or sentiment from Things Talk from Tim Holtz stamp set, and I'm going to just ink that up with Versafine Onyx black ink and then stamp it on the inside of the card. I will also adhere the Baby Yoda in the pad in beside the sentiment. And my super cute card is finished. I love how this one turned out. I hope you like today's card, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.